I'm curious on your take on this. Do you consider wine art?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, AJ, I think the coolest thing about wine is that it's a blend of science and art.
Right.
Which there's not that many parts of the world or activities or products within the world that you can create that are a really beautiful blend of science and art. I mean, could you make wine without art? I think so.
It'd be kind of boring.
Yeah. What would it turn into? I'm not entirely sure. I
Right.
think it's definitely possible. I think that, you know, you gotta have a blend. You gotta have a blend of both.
Right.
Because fermentation is science and growing grapes is science. And a little bit of feel, I think, as I'm learning. If you ask anyone in the valley, you're like, oh, how did you know when to do that? Or like, why did you make that cut? And they're like, oh, it's feel. And I'm like, I just knew to do that. I'm like, how? What? how do I do that? How do I learn to do that?
Through meditation.
Yes, right? Like, just sit out in the vineyard and be one
Exactly.
with your fruit. But yeah, it's I think you can really tell that art is an important part of winemaking because you can take, like Lean is a great example, you know, off the top of my head, I know like 3 wineries around here that make Syrah from Lake Lean. And their straws and my straw are not similar. And their straws are not similar. No one, and they're all coming from the same block and the same vineyard, farmed exactly the same way.
Right.
So we're getting them home and we're doing our magic, and they're coming out completely different. So all wonderful. And so I think that's right. If we just did science, theoretically,
it would all
be
the same.
Right,
they would be.
And so it's pretty cool. I think that's what allows it to have a culture and an entire communities around the world that are thriving, because if everybody just made the same wine,
it would be boring.
No one would care.
Right. Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Yeah.